guys, it's Parsifal. I also go by Will, and I am back with another sketchbook tour. This is another small, short one, pretty quick, because I'm working in a few different sketchbooks now, and, as usual, and I am slowly getting through those, but, the more I divide my attention, which unfortunately I have between about 3 different sketchbooks right now, the slower it takes me to actually get through one of them, and etc., etc. You know how it is. I've actually been in a little bit of a funk recently in terms of my art stuff, and that's just, in general, going to pass at some point, but this sketchbook is sort of a result of that. So I made the sketchbook cover with a bunch of other sketchbooks just because I had a bunch of recycled material that I was going to use, and I didn't want it lying around my room anymore, so I just made a bunch of different sketchbooks and a bunch of different sketchbook covers. Just short ones so I can quickly go through them for times like this, actually. But yeah, so there's a bunch of stickers. We have, like, Sleeping Beauty and Redbubble sticker, just a vinyl giraffe that I actually don't know where it came from. I got it in a big grab bag. And then this is from Chameleon Charm, which I don't currently read anymore, but it was one of the first webcomics that I actually started reading, so I have a lot of stickers from that. And I think it's really cute, and I do love the concept. I just haven't gotten around to continue reading it recently. So, again, this is like, I was getting into a bit of a funk, and this is generally just a front page for me as opposed to like anything else, but I wanted to, when I look back on this, be able to go, okay, so that's why I started this sketchbook when I did. I kind of felt bad. I didn't want to put any of my good work into any of my sketchbooks because I felt like it didn't look good enough to me at the time, so I wanted to just isolate it away in its own little notebook, sketchbook for its own personal stuff, so I could feel free to mess something up without feeling bad about it. And I did, and I felt a lot better about it, and it might be a thing I do in the future, but basically I just was like, I just want to put my bad art somewhere else for a little bit, and even, it's not like bad, it's just, I felt it was a bunch of scribbles, so, but yeah, so Lamb I was projecting onto where I had art block, and it wasn't really art block in terms of I didn't know what to draw, it was art block in terms of nothing that I drew felt like it was coming out right. And then there's some Lamb at the bottom just sticking his tongue out because that's kind of how I felt. It was just like all the time. Then there's some stuff for Fate's Thread with my friend's character Lyra and my character Elian. Then I did some development of my character Ethereum. I actually do really like how this turned out. I think it got across how leggy he is and how skinny. But this definitely helped. Then this is one of those pages where you can definitely see where it was really affecting me. I tried to do some studies of lips and stuff, and didn't really turn out great. It was like I crossed a bunch of stuff off because I just wasn't happy with it. I don't even remember what this was. But mostly it was less of none of this art came out good and more like at the time I couldn't see the good parts of it. This was some tabletop stuff. My character Cameron, my character Kazel with my cousin's character Aster. Esme had to get the attention of a emo weeaboo scene kid and decided to say the most insulting things he could think of. And then Esme enchanted a whip that ended up, like, super duper powerful and almost terrifying. Then there's some Luke and Lamb, and some Dan and Limeril from Neolands. This is old content. We haven't had a Neoland session in a while, and I want to have one soon. But this was still a funny moment when he just shoved a book into Lamb's chest. I spent a day just binge-watching the entirety of Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 again, and I tried to draw Evil Bakura, and it didn't really turn out, but I did give it a shot. Luke and Lamb again, some hand studies. Oh, I skipped a page, my bad. Another page of studies that just did not turn out well. and Esme in an outfit that I saw, I think, from Konosuba's opening. I screwed up my inking below here. It just like smeared, so I have some eyes on top and then some lame sketches on the bottom. This is Sandoval and me trying to draw a human version of another one of my characters that hasn't quite turned out yet. This is white Posca pen. I got a bunch of white Posca pens with a Blick card, and I want to try them out. And it didn't really turn out well on, like, this red cardstock, but at the same time, this red cardstock is different than most of my other papers, so we'll see how it turns out in other pages. Then this is a frozen AU with Sandoval and Esme. So I give Sandoval a nice winter coat, and Esme's in his, like, standard, like, cape, well, Yver's cape and his standard, like, crystal arm that I use for his Modern Magic AU. But I just wanted to try and do some expressions based on Life's Too Short from the extended Frozen soundtrack, from the demo soundtrack, because I thought it was nice to see, like, argumentative expressions and exasperation stuff. And then this is the actual coat that I gave Sandoval for his winter outfit. Yeah, this isn't really a long video. Again, this isn't really a super detailed sketchbook. It's just kind of where I threw things until I felt better about myself. Which, honestly, if you feel like you want to have a perfect sketchbook, quote-unquote, I highly recommend just getting a smaller one that you can just dump your black thoughts in, because even though it will probably slow down your primary sketchbook progress, if you feel like you need to just get something out and you don't want to mess up your current sketchbook, really, I think that if you feel like sequestering your work to a different book, I think that's totally fine. I have a few rec books that were a bit too big for this particular slump to use, but I do have them where I can just scribble in them and do something stupid and just ruin it entirely. So, yeah, I mean, sketchbooks are individual to each person, but I felt like this helped me for a little bit, and I'm now currently out of that funk and working in a much bigger sketchbook, so yeah, I feel pretty happy with what's going on right now. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me for the sketchbook tour. As per usual, if you have any questions or concerns or suggestions, you can leave them down in the comments below, or contact me on any of my social media, which is also in the description. And if you would like to support me, I have a Patreon where for $1 a day you can see my daily sketch dumps go up. And I also have commission tiers there if you want like a quick headshot sketch or something as well. And yeah. Man, I am so not used to doing this outro, but I really should just write myself a script for that. Oh well. Thank you guys also for... See, this is what I'm talking about. Thank you guys all so much for your support. See you next time. Bye!